Choose a dwarf hamster cage. When looking for a cage for your dwarf hamster, you certainly will never run out of choices. Visit any pet shop, and you will be overwhelmed by a variety of options. But though that's the case, choosing a cage is not that easy, especially since you have to consider a lot of factors. Because the cage will serve as your dwarf hamster's home, the cage should be exactly that, a home. To help you, here are some tips in choosing for a dwarf hamster cage. Decide on the style. The nice thing about a dwarf hamster cage is that it comes in a variety of styles. You can choose to have a wire cage, plastic cage, or terrarium. A wire cage has a tray plastic secured at the bottom. It is the easiest to clean, and provides good ventilation. The only problem with a wire cage is when the dwarf hamster decides to chew the bars to escape. A plastic cage, on the other hand, comes with built-in compartments, levers, tunnels, and tubes. Because of these attached accessories, however, a plastic cage can be quite hard to clean and may not promote proper ventilation. A terrarium or an aquarium can also be a home for your dwarf hamster. It has a mesh lid that keeps your pet secure. The problem is that it doesn't have places to attach toys and accessories. Being all glass, the terrarium can be quite heavy and therefore is hard to clean. And because it is enclosed, ventilation may also be an issue. Whichever you choose, remember to always consider both the advantages and disadvantages of the cage. Choose the right size. A dwarf hamster is a little creature that needs a big space. It is naturally playful and therefore requires a huge cage where it can play, run, and rest. If you plan to keep more than one hamster, and especially if you intend to breed, you all the more need a bigger cage. The preferable minimum size is 24 x 12 inches. But if you want to make your dwarf hamster exceptionally happy, go for a bigger size. Think about safety. Whatever style you prefer to buy, make sure the cage is safe for the pet. If you are buying a wire cage, the bars should have, at the most, 1/4 of an inch distance from each other. Remember that because of its size, the dwarf hamster can easily slide through any gap. The door cage should also be extra secure. Check as well the levers and tubes in the cage. Make sure they are safe enough for climbing and have proper distance from each other to avoid accidental falls. Consider your budget. Some cages are easy on the pockets, others are not. but if you want to buy a cage that can be expanded and has all the luxuries, you naturally need to spend more. Still, whatever you decide to buy, make sure you don't compromise your dwarf hamster's health and happiness over price. Your foremost priority is to give it a cage that can be its home. A well-sheltered dwarf hamster is a happy hamster. But when you buy the best cage, not only will you make your dwarf hamster happy, you will be happy too. And this is because you know that the hamster is enjoying itself and its new home.